Hi, how's it going? I'm Malachi, CEO and engineer of Elite Automation. Today, I want to show you all the Phoenix Contact and how to be able to recognize or see a Wi-Fi network. The easy way to do it without having to manually enter it. Whenever you pull out your cell phone, you're able to just hit Wi-Fi and see what all Wi-Fi networks are available. And majority of the devices out on the in the industry these days have this option. It's just where you find it. So, by the way, I'm VPNing and I'm doing this remotely through a VPN. This WLAN is actually not even with me at the moment, so it's at a customer's facility. I just have remoted in through a VPN, and this just shows you the capabilities of what we're able to do as a company and how we operate. So we have to come in here. We first type in the IP address of the WLAN. Now, this IP address, if it's set up out of the box, will be different, and there's some more settings that you have to do. We have another video on that, actually, so I'm not going to go through that, but I know the IP address of this particular WLAN already. I'm going to log in. I've never changed the password on this, so it's just admin, and then private is the password, PRIVATE. Close that out. And then we're going to go to configuration. So in the configuration, you have WLAN settings. This is not what we need, but I do want to point out, if it's a new out-of-the-box configuration, you do have to activate this WLAN. This turns the Wi-Fi on. It's basically just a security measure that whenever it comes out of the box, it's turned off. So going back into what we're actually doing here, we're going to go to WLAN interface. Boom. So right here, this thing is set up as an access point. So this thing is casting out a Wi-Fi network, and it will be Elite Automation Wi-Fi. So you'd be able to log into that with your phone if you know what the password is. And so you'd be able to log in and access like a PLC that's on the network or a robot that's on the network, which is another thing we do as a company. Like, our PLCs would be on this network, obviously, but then we even have like our robots on the network, and we install options in our robots that gives us the ability to remote troubleshoot our robots as well. I'm going to go to WLAN 2 because that's what we have our other settings set up as. So notice how you have settings, scan, roaming, and the reason why we have these settings is because of these different options here. So you notice the other one was set up as an access point, so it will change what all entry points are here, and it'll also change what options you have up here as well. So we have ours set up as a client MCB, and this is the majority of the time what you'll use unless you're trying to do something in particular. So the next thing you need to do, it's super simple. You just hit scan. So this thing is literally going to go through. It's going to scan every network that it can potentially see. You hit the scan button again down here. As you can see, it says scanning, and this may take a second for it to pop up whatever's on the network. Matter of fact, I can make this full screen too, make it a little bit easier for you guys. And as you can see here, Elite Automation Wi-Fi, so it's seeing its own Wi-Fi connection. And then what do we have here? We have Elite Automation. So that's another hotspot that's out there in the field right now. Our panels gives our automated systems the ability to access the internet and for me to be able to VPN the way we are. So for this particular instance, I don't really want to connect to anything else, but there are instances where we have these in place, and a couple of things that we utilize these for, and the reason why we would use this, if we wanted to connect to something that was like a device that already had Wi-Fi on it. So like with our mirrors that we implement, the mirror has its own Wi-Fi network that it casts out, and that's how you connect to it. So we could VPN into that. We could then scan it on the network and then connect to it. And after we connect to it, then I can get it onto its web interface and do just about anything I could do as if I was on site. And then going back to the WLAN, some other things that we do is like we may set this up and it'd be an Elite Automation robot right here, right? Well, then on another device, we wouldn't do it on this WLAN, but we'd have a secondary WLAN, and what we would do is maybe we put that on the robot's tooling. And so the robot tooling, and it would have another one, and you would scan for it, and you would find Elite Robot that populates here. and could now connect our main control cabinet Wi-Fi signal to our robot's client signal, and now the robot and the PLC are communicating to one another via Wi-Fi. And so this can go either out on the tool, or you could have this in the robot's controller cabinet, and then you don't even have to run an Ethernet cable from the robot's controller cabinet to your PLC controller cabinet. Now may not necessarily want to do this, but this could be really useful on, say, for instance, a application where you have a tool changer, and you could have one of these WLAN devices on every single tool, and so each tool has its own separate Wi-Fi connection to the PLC or to your automated system, and you're able to send commands out there, and the only thing you literally need is a 24-volt signal. And then if you're utilizing a let's say, for instance, like a Mac valve or something like that, that's an Ethernet IP device, that's all you need in order to be able to connect and talk to it. So I kind of spoke a little outside of the particular video that I wanted to talk about today, but hopefully it was good and contextual. Hopefully this helped you get up to speed if this was something that's holding you up. If there's anything you'd like to see other videos on, make sure you put it down in the comments below. Also, if there's any automation services that you think we could help you guys with, we specialize in robotic cells. That's kind of our main target systems. Anything with like vision, line tracking. We do just about everything in the automation industry. We'll design systems, everything from the entire robot cell to a piece of machinery, or even just robot tooling. So we'll design and manufacture that. So reach out to us if you need any help. That would be very useful for us. We are still somewhat of a newer company, and we're growing and growing quickly. So thank you for watching our videos, and I hope you learn from us. Have a great day.